Get up, stand up for your right. Get up.
Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble, and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. How would you feel if our government took away our freedom of religion?
It's not right at all. I'd probably be really upset and angry. I probably wouldn't go along with it. Because religion, my church is pretty much my life, and so if I didn't have the freedom to praise the way that I do, then I don't know who I'd be.
Freedom of the press allows people to gather, publish, and distribute information and ideas without government restriction. For example, magazines, websites, books, and newspapers, like the one shown in this video, all use freedom of the press.
So, Governor Herbert, tell me how cleaning up our air is bad for the economy. Okay, I want him to answer that question. So I think what Governor Herbert means to say is that cleaning up the air is bad for the economy of his donors. It's not bad for our economy, it's bad for the economy of Rio Tinto.
Don't give up the fight.
A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. To me, Amendment 2 means that my parents can have a gun to protect our family and our house if they need to.
Don't give up the fight.
Hello, ma'am. My troops and I demand that we stay here.
No, you can't stay at my house. Amendment 3 says that no soldier shall, in time of peace, be quartered in any house without the consent of the owner, nor in time of war, but in a manner to be prescribed by law. I'm sorry, but you just can't stay here.
I understand. Thank you, ma'am, for your time. Get it together, Sarah.
You're right. Get up, stand up.
Amendment 4. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue, but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. This police officer can't search the car he pulled over without a search warrant, the owner's consent, or probable cause.
Keep us traveling on. Don't give up the fight.
Amendment 5. No person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime, unless on a presentment or indictment of a grand jury, except in cases arising in the land or naval forces, or in the militia when in actual service in time of war or public danger. Nor shall any person be subject for the same offense to be twice put in jeopardy of life or limb, nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself, nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall be private property taken for public use without just compensation. You are being arrested for shoplifting. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be held against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided for you. Do you understand the rights that I have just read to you?
Yeah. You stand up for your rights. Yeah.
In all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy and public trial by an impartial jury of the state and district wherein the crime shall have been committed, which district shall have been previously ascertained by law, and to be informed of the nature and cause of the accusation, to be confronted with the witnesses against him, to have compulsory process for obtaining witnesses in his favor, and to have the assistance of counsel for his defense. So how important is it for people to get a speedy and public trial?
Well, the speedy trial is very important if you're accused of a crime. For one thing, you might be innocent, so depending on where you are, you might still be in jail. You might be wanting to apply for jobs and be worried about the impact of being accused of a crime. There are all sorts of reasons, and so the idea is to make sure that that's resolved very quickly so you don't have the accusation hanging over your head if you're innocent. As far as the public part, I think that's really important. It's important that people know what goes on in here. That's part of making sure that it's a fair process. If you had secret trials, there wouldn't be any check on judges or even juries or prosecutors from being unfair or using unfair tactics.
So do you think that speedy and public trial is still being practiced today?
It sure is. You can't see on the camera, but behind the camera there are rows of benches where anyone who really wants to come in and watch a trial can come in and watch it. And people do. People's families come in, their friends come in. The press comes in. So it's certainly the public part is very much practiced. As far as speedy is, we try to move criminal cases along as quickly as we possibly can, even sometimes against the party's wishes. The point is they have a right to a speedy trial, and we make sure that unless there are compelling reasons, they get it.
Get up, stand up. Stand up.
In suits at common law, where the value in controversy shall exceed $20, the right of trial by jury shall be preserved, and no fact tried by a jury shall be otherwise re-examined in any court of the United States than according to the rules of the common law. Cute dogs! Oh. I'll sue you for this! You will regret this day! Oh.
Know what life is worth. You would look for your.
Hello, ma'am. I'm with the Super Police. May I please see your driver's license? Driver's license? Right, driver's license. 1 second. Here you go, officer. Ma'am, this is not a valid driver's license. This is a student ID card. We will not accept this. You're getting a ticket for operating a vehicle without a license, and we'll see you in court. traffic ticket. Operating a vehicle without a license, fine $10,000? $10,000? Doesn't that fine seem a little excessive?
$1 million bail.
$1 million is too much. The 8th Amendment says that excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishments inflicted. All I did was drive without a license. It's not fair.
Beautiful, isn't it? Took me half a lifetime to invent it. I'm sure you've discovered my deep and abiding interest in pain. At present, I'm writing the definitive work on the subject. So I want you to be totally honest with me on how the machine makes you feel. This being our first try, I'll use the lowest setting. As you know, the concept of the suction pump is centuries old. Well, really, that's all this is, except that instead of sucking water, I'm sucking life. I've just sucked 1 year of your life away. I might one day go as high as 5, but I really don't know what that would do to you. So let's just start with what we have. What did this do to you? Tell me. And remember, this is for posterity, so be honest. How do you feel? Interesting.
The enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people. We as humans have certain human rights, such as the right to an education, the right to rest and leisure, the right to own property, the right to love, and the right to privacy.
Get up, stand up. Stand up.
Amendment 10. The powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively, or to the people. So pretty much all that means is that the federal government can't pass any laws unless the Constitution gives it specific authority to do so. Anything else is left up to the individual states.
The fight. Preacher man, don't tell me heaven is under the earth.
Excuse me, ma'am. My troops and I demand that we stay here.
Okay. Oh, the sun got brighter from like those 2 seconds. It is so bright. That excessive bail shall not be imposed, nor excessive fines imposed. That's not right. Was that good?
That was good.
That was perfect.
I want to watch it.
You cracked me up.
Wait, were you going? Can't do this. Oh my gosh. This is really bad.
And to answer that question.
What are you doing?
Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight.